Namaste and welcome. Thank you for giving me a few minutes today. What I'm going to show you is something built specifically for societies like yours, SOC-DOC-LOC. Think of it simply as a digital vault for every statutory register your society is required to maintain. All those registers your office has been keeping by hand for years. Form I, Form J, the share register, nominations, meeting minutes, every one of them kept safe, accurate, and always up to date in one secure place. By the end of this short demo, my hope is that you'll see how much easier compliance can be and how much peace of mind comes with knowing nothing can ever be lost again. Let me start with the big picture. Every cooperative housing society in Maharashtra is bound by the MCS Act and the model bylaws. We all know it, and we also know how hard it is to actually keep up with it. SocDocLoc takes the whole burden and organizes it for you. 5 things it does. It keeps every statutory register digitized and always current. It prepares you for your Class A audit every single year. Complete records, one-click access for the auditor, no last-minute scramble. It tracks the full member life cycle, admissions, transfers, nominations, when a member ceases. It's built like a vault. Your data is isolated to your society alone, identity details are masked, and there's no bulk export, so nothing can leak out. And this is the part I love. Every single change is traced. Tamper-proof, time-stamped, and nothing is ever lost when committees change. And to log in, there's no password to remember and lose. You just get a one-time code on your email. Simple enough for any office bearer. This is what you'd see the moment you log in. Right at the top, your society's name and registration number, exactly as on record. Then the numbers that matter at a glance. 60 flats, 107 members, your meetings. Now look at this society compliance health chart. This is something no paper register can ever give you. It tells you, flat by flat, how compliant you are against the statutory requirements. Gold, silver, bronze, poor, based on how many checks are still pending. So instead of discovering gaps during the audit, you see them today and you fix them quietly through the year. And down here, your role as administrator is spelled out. Your powers and your duties under the Act. Why does this matter? Because committees change. When a new secretary or chairman takes over after elections, they often have no idea what they're actually responsible for. Here, it's written down for them from day one. Here's the heart of it. Every flat in your society, in one list. Wing, flat number, floor, the index 2 area, the share certificate number, and see this last column, a scorecard for each flat. 2 items pending, 9 items pending, all done. So you know exactly which flats have complete records and which need attention. Be honest with yourselves for a second. If your accountant or society manager left tomorrow, would the next person know which flats are missing a share certificate? Which ones never completed their transfer paperwork? With this, it doesn't matter who's sitting in the office. The system knows. And starting fresh is painless. You can import your existing data straight from an Excel sheet rather than typing it all again. Now let's open a single flat. This is where it gets powerful. At the top, members, shares, area, and whether the owner has access to their portal. But look at this, chain of ownership. This is the index 2, the registered sale document, document number, registration date, the market value, the sale value, stamp duty, registration fee, share capital, all of it captured. And below, the actual members on this document, the owner and the co-owner with their identity, age, and address. Think about how often a dispute comes up years later. Who actually owns this flat? Who paid stamp duty? When was it registered? Today that answer sits in a file in a cupboard that may or may not still exist. Here, it's permanent. Scroll down on that same flat, and you'll find the share certificate details, certificate number, the share serials, the date it was issued, and then a proper document folder, the possession letter, the parking allotment, the KYC, the NOC, the loan documents, the deed. Everything that belongs to that flat, in one place, neatly tagged. No more, which drawer did we keep the possession letter in? No more requesting a copy from the builder 10 years later. And there's a notes section too, so the committee can leave a remark on the flat that the next committee will actually see. Now this is one of my favorite screens, because it's where the system does the committee's homework for it. This is the data scorecard for a single flat, and look, this particular flat has earned a gold rating. Every one of these checks you see is run automatically by the system. Is the Index 2 on file? Is the sale value entered? Is it within 25% of market value? Is the stamp duty at least 6%? Is the share certificate recorded? Is the scan attached? Is the possession letter on file? The parking letter? The KYC? Is there a nomination for each member? 25 separate statutory checks. And the system has quietly gone through every single one and told you exactly where this flat stands. And see what it's flagged in red, 2 items pending. No nomination filed for these 2 members. That's it. Out of 25 checks, the office knows precisely the 2 things left to fix. Now think about what this replaces. Today, getting a flat audit ready means someone in your office physically pulling out a file, ticking off a mental checklist, hoping they haven't missed anything, and doing that 60 times over before every audit. Here, it's done for you, continuously, in the background. The admin or the MC doesn't have to remember what the bylaws require. The system remembers and points straight at the gap. And here's the part that makes a member's life easy too, because this is the member's own login, looking at their own flat. The member can see exactly what's missing, and right here at the bottom, the system tells them what to do. Email these specific documents to the society office. So instead of your committee chasing 100 members for paperwork, the members can see their own gaps and send things in themselves. The work flows the right way. So whether you're an office bearer trying to get ready for your audit, or a member who simply wants your records in order, the collating, the checking, the chasing, the system carries that load for you. And these aren't just data entries. The actual scanned documents live inside. This is a real share certificate, handwritten, signed, stamped, exactly as your society issued it. We don't ask you to throw away your originals or recreate anything. We preserve a faithful copy of what already exists. Paper fades, ink runs, pages tear, but this scan will look exactly the same in 20 years. Here's the registered Index 2 document itself, the sub-registrar's record, the official seal, all of it. This is the single most important proof of ownership a flat has. And I'll ask you plainly, how many of your 60 flats can produce this on demand today? With SOC-DOC-LOC, the answer becomes all of them, forever, regardless of who's managing the society. Even the things that cause the most arguments in a society, like parking, are documented here. This is the stilt floor plan showing the allotment. So the next time there's a parking dispute, you're not relying on someone's memory or a faded sheet of paper. You open the record. Now, nominations. One of the most sensitive registers a society maintains, and one of the most neglected. This is the screen for adding or revising a nominee for a flat. You enter the date of nomination, the date it was admitted in the MC meeting, each nominee's identity and relationship, and the share percentage, and the system insists the total adds up to 100%, just as the bylaw requires. And notice this line at the top. Every change captured in Audit Log with reason. I want to be honest about why this matters so much. When a member passes away and the nomination is missing or wrong, it tears families apart and drags the society into disputes for years. This makes sure the nomination is correct, complete, and on record, while the member is still here to confirm it. And again, the underlying form is preserved. This is the actual Appendix 14 nomination form under by Law 31, signed and submitted. So when an auditor or a family member asks, "Where's the signed nomination?" you don't go hunting. It's right here, attached to the digital record. This slide I want you to look at closely, because it shows something a paper register simply cannot do. This flat has changed hands. You can see the current owner, and below, the historical owner, marked as ceased on the date of transfer. So the entire chain of ownership is preserved. Who owned it before, who owns it now, every index too in between. When a flat is resold, nothing gets erased and overwritten. The history stays. Imagine a new committee, 5 years from now, trying to reconstruct who owned which flat and when from a stack of handwritten ledgers. Here, it's just there. Continuity across every transfer and every committee. Same flat, its document folder, the loan NOCs, the KYC for both members, parking, possession. And look at this note the office left. Society transfer forms not filled. This is exactly the kind of thing that slips through the cracks. The sale happened, the money changed hands, but the society's own transfer formalities were never completed. On paper, that gets forgotten the moment the office bearer who knew about it steps down. Here, it's flagged, in writing, waiting for the next person to act on it. Nothing falls through. Here's your complete member register. 112 members, active and ceased. Search by name, flat, or wing. Owner and co-owner clearly marked, their member class, PAN, phone, email, and even when they last logged in. This single, clean list is what should sit behind every official register. Maintain it once, properly, and everything else flows from it. Notice you never entered this data twice into the system. Captured just once, and data is properly organized per statutory register's format. Wonderful, isn't it? And this is a small but important detail. When you edit a person, the system reminds you, one record per person, and changes apply to every flat that person is on. So if a member updates their phone number or corrects a spelling in their name, you change it in one place, and it's right everywhere. Form I, Form J, the share register, all of it. No more the same person spelt 3 different ways across 3 registers. And notice, every edit requires a reason. Accountability built in. Now this is what your committee really cares about. The statutory registers, generated automatically from everything we've just seen. This is Form I, the register of members, under Rule 32. You're not typing it out. You're not maintaining it separately. It's built live from your member data. Always current, always correct. And with one click, it becomes the official printout, properly formatted, member by member, with share certificate details and the full share transfer history, ready to hand to your auditor or the registrar. 135 pages, generated in seconds. Compare that to the days your office spends preparing this by hand before every audit. My mind is blown. What do you think? This is Form J, the list of members under Rule 33, active members only. Again, you maintain nothing separately. It's the same underlying data, presented exactly as the law requires. And here's the official Form J printout. Every active member, their address, their class, their flat. Audit ready, the moment you need it. No version confusion. No, which is the latest copy. There's only ever one truth. How amazing is that? This is your nomination register, under Model by Laws 25 to 27. Every nomination in the society at a glance. Member, nominee, the relationship, the share percentage, the date. And see, where a nominee is a minor, it's flagged. This is the register that protects your members' families. Keeping it accurate isn't paperwork, it's care. And the official printout, every nomination, properly recorded, including the MC meeting date where it was admitted and any later revocation. Exactly the format an auditor expects. Nothing to assemble, nothing to chase. The share register, under by Law 14 and Rule 60. 60 entries. And look, it even tells you which certificates have been scanned and uploaded, and which 7 are still missing. So you're not guessing about gaps. You can see them and close them one by one. This is the register auditors scrutinize most, and now it scrutinizes itself. And the formatted share register output, flat, certificate number, share serials, value, the member and the joint holders. Clean, complete, and standardized. The kind of register that earns you a good grade instead of a list of objections. Now this is the slide I'd ask every committee member to pay attention to, because it answers the question of trust. Every single change in the system is recorded here. What changed, who changed it, when, and why. It's read-only. Nobody can edit or erase history, not even an admin. And see this line, #chain verified. That's a tamper-proof guarantee that the record hasn't been altered. Here's the real-world value. Societies are full of suspicion. Who changed that figure? Who deleted that entry? The last committee hid something. With this, there's nothing to argue about. When one committee hands over to the next after elections, the new office bearers inherit not just the data, but the complete, honest history of how it got there. No more starting from zero. No more we don't know what the previous committee did. Beyond the flat-level files, your society's own master documents live here too. The registration certificate, the adopted model bylaws, the occupation certificate, the standard forms for buyers and sellers, the nomination form. The documents every committee needs, but somehow can never find when an auditor or a new member asks. Now they're one search away, and members can view and download them themselves, which means fewer queries landing on your office. And your meetings, AGM, SGM, and managing committee, recorded here with the date, venue, whether quorum was met, attendance, resolutions passed, and the date the minutes were signed. The bylaws require you to hold and minute these meetings to stay Class A. Here it's tracked automatically, so a missed meeting or an unsigned set of minutes can't quietly slip by and cost you your grade. So let me bring it together. SOC-DOC-LOC digitizes every statutory register your society must maintain. You own and control your own data completely. You earn the trust of your members through real transparency and records that are always current. And you win the confidence of the registrar's auditors, and with it, the badge of a Class A certified society, year after year. One last thing I want to say honestly. SOC-DOC-LOC is a not-for-profit effort. It was born out of a simple frustration that the most important, most neglected part of a society's compliance had been left to fade away on paper. It's charged at just 200 rupees per flat per year, genuinely the bare minimum any digitization would cost. For the price of less than a cup of tea a month per flat, your society's entire legal memory is protected for this committee and for every committee that comes after you. We'd be honored to have your society on board. Do visit our website for more details. Thank you.